I'd been taking care of my wife's best friend's child. I'm exhausted, so I told my wife that I'm tired of raising a child who isn't mine. I'm Thea, a 31-year-old male, married to my wife Amber, a 30-year-old female, and we have a daughter named Emma, who is 7 years old. The problem is that my wife's best friend, Jennifer, has a daughter named Harper, also 7. Harper's dad is a lazy good-for-nothing who refuses to do anything for his daughter. He's the type of guy who brags about never having to change a diaper. Harper's dad represents the absolute worst kind of father. While most fathers would cherish the opportunity to bond with their children, he prides himself on his detachment. His lack of involvement isn't limited to diaper changes, it extends to every aspect of Harper's life. He doesn't attend her school events, help with homework, or show interest in her hobbies. His weekends are spent drinking and watching sports. He completely ignores Harper's need for a father figure. Jennifer, despite her best efforts, struggles to fill the void left by Harper's father as she juggles work and tries to be both a mother and a father to Harper. The emotional and financial strain is evident, and it's clear that Jennifer is often exhausted and overwhelmed. This situation has led to Jennifer and Harper spending most weekends at our house while Harper's dad drinks and watches sports all weekend. Amber and Jennifer have been best friends for years, and Amber feels a strong sense of duty to support Jennifer and Harper. But this dynamic has created a unique set of challenges for me. Every Saturday, the time I had hoped to spend solely with Emma is now shared with Harper. It's not that I don't care about Harper, but the situation feels unfair. Especially when Harper's own father should be the one dealing with this. My frustration boils over when I think about how Harper's father's neglect affects not only Jennifer and Harper but also my family. It's disheartening to see such blatant disregard for parental responsibility. His behavior is not only lazy but also irresponsible and selfish, content to let others pick up his slack while he remains in his own little bubble. The resentment builds as I find myself taking on roles that Harper's dad should be doing. Whether it's teaching the girls how to ride bikes, taking them to dance class, or simply being a present and attentive father figure, these responsibilities weigh heavily on me. I know it's not Harper's fault, but the constant intrusion on my time with Emma leaves me increasingly resentful. What's worse, Harper's father's attitude hasn't changed despite numerous opportunities for him to step up. He remains steadfast in his neglect, leaving Jennifer and Harper to fend for themselves. This ongoing neglect not only affects Harper's emotional well-being but also places an undue burden on Jennifer, who is left to shoulder the parental responsibilities alone. It's a cycle of frustration and disappointment that affects everyone involved. While my wife and I strive to support Jennifer and Harper, the situation with Harper's father remains a significant source of tension. His failure to be a responsible parent affects not only his own family but also ours, as we find ourselves having to compensate for his shortcomings. Mother's Day was the last straw. That Saturday morning, I took both Emma and Harper to their dance classes. Amber and I are paying for both girls' classes because Harper's dad, that deadbeat, doesn't want to contribute a dime. This has always been a sore point for me, but I've tolerated it for the sake of peace. However, this Mother's Day pushed me over the edge. After dance class, Emma asked if we could stop to get something for her mom for Mother's Day. I agreed because I wanted to make the day special for Amber. But as soon as Harper heard, she asked if we could get something for her mom, Jennifer, too. Immediately, a wave of frustration washed over me. Why was it my responsibility to buy a Mother's Day gift for someone else's wife? Her father should be doing this, not me. As we drove home, I couldn't shake the anger that was bubbling up inside me. I was trying to do something nice for Amber, and it turned into another chore imposed by Harper's dad's neglect. I couldn't help but think of all the times I've had to step in for him, whether it was paying for dance lessons or Mother's Day gifts. His absence is always felt, and it's not just about the money. It's about the principle. He shirks his responsibilities, and I'm left to pick up the pieces. A few days after Mother's Day, I decided to talk to Amber. I didn't want to ruin her holiday, so I waited until I found the right moment. I tried to be as calm and rational as possible. I told her that I was tired of raising Harper and that her real father needed to step up. I expressed how it was taking precious time that I wanted to spend with Emma. It wasn't that I didn't care about Harper, but the constant burden was too much. Amber wasn't receptive. She insisted that Jennifer was her best friend and that we needed to be there for Harper. I understand her perspective, but it felt like my concerns were being dismissed. The conversation quickly became heated, and Amber ended up not speaking to me. She's been sleeping in the guest bedroom since then. The silence in our house is deafening. I didn't want to cause a rift, but I felt I had no choice but to express my frustration. It's hard enough balancing work and family life without the added pressure of making up for Harper's father's failures. I had hoped that Amber would understand where I was coming from, but instead, it feels like she's putting Jennifer's needs above mine. This situation has left me feeling isolated and misunderstood. I love Amber, and I want to support her, but I also need her to see how this is affecting me and our family. I don't know how to move forward. Additional information: Emma and Harper are best friends. Their bond is incredibly strong. They do almost everything together. Seeing them so close is heartwarming, but it also complicates things because of their friendship. Harper is almost always at our house, especially on the weekends. I work long hours during the week and don't get to see Emma as much as I'd like. Weekends should be our special time together, a chance for me to reconnect with my daughter and create lasting memories. I also wanted to give Amber a little break, some time to relax and recharge. But this plan is often overshadowed by the presence of Harper. We pay for both girls' activities because Jennifer's husband thinks it's a waste of money to pay for the dance club class, and Jennifer can't afford to pay for it herself. So we pay for Harper as well. It's frustrating because it's not our responsibility, but we do it to make sure Harper doesn't miss out on opportunities. She deserves them. We have dinner with Amber and Emma once or twice a week on weeknights. These dinners help strengthen their bond and provide some support for Jennifer, who has been struggling to do everything on her own. While I understand the importance of these interactions, it adds to the ongoing problem of Harper's father's neglect. He should be the one stepping up and providing for his daughter, not relying on us to fill in the gaps. Update 1. Things at home were much worse than I was aware of for Jennifer and my wife. I had only recently found out how bad the situation was. Jennifer had been dealing with far more than I had imagined. Her husband's neglect and emotional absence were just the tip of the iceberg. The situation was dire, and Jennifer was struggling to hold it all together. Mother's Day was the straw that broke the camel's back for Jennifer. She also grew up in a family that believed in sticking together for the sake of the children, no matter what. But when Harper asked for a Mother's Day gift, Jennifer had a revelation. She realized that her daughter did not see her biological father as a real father. It was a harsh reality check for Jennifer and made her realize that staying with her husband was doing more harm than good. It was time for her to get out. Jennifer came to my wife for help. She was desperate to leave because she had no family in the area and lacked the financial resources to do so on her own. She had nowhere else to turn. She confided in Amber and revealed the true extent of her struggles. She was trapped in a toxic and neglectful environment, and the situation had reached a breaking point. Amber, always the compassionate one, was deeply moved by Jennifer's plight and knew that Jennifer needed support and a safe place to stay. My wife asked me if we could help Jennifer. I was completely unaware of the depth of Jennifer's situation. I told her that I was tired of raising someone else's child. My frustration with Harper's father's negligence got the better of me, and I vented to Amber without seeing the whole picture. That's what caused Amber's strong reaction. The Saturday after our first argument, Jennifer did not come over, and Emma went to visit her grandparents. This break from the usual routine gave Amber and me a chance to have a long, uninterrupted conversation about what was really going on. Amber told me everything she had learned about Jennifer's dire situation. The gravity of it hit me hard. It wasn't just about Harper's father being a deadbeat. Jennifer was in crisis and needed our help more than ever. I felt a deep sense of remorse for my earlier outburst. Jennifer wasn't just dealing with an uninvolved partner, she was facing a serious crisis with no support system. Her plea to Amber wasn't just a casual plea for help, it was a desperate cry for help from someone she trusted. Amber's explanation helped me see the situation from a different perspective. Jennifer and Harper needed more than occasional help, they needed a stable and safe environment where they could begin to rebuild their lives. My initial frustrations seemed trivial compared to the urgency of Jennifer's need for a lifeline. With new understanding, Amber and I decided to open our home to Jennifer and Harper. It was clear that they had nowhere else to go, and turning them away was not an option. Our focus shifted from the unpleasantness of the situation to the need to help. Amber and I decided that Jennifer and Harper could stay with us for the time being. My problem was never with those two, it was with the fact that I had to take over for the deadbeat. Once I knew the full context, I couldn't turn my back on them. They needed us. When we told Emma, she was super happy to have her best friend with her. We sat down with her and had a talk, explaining that if she wanted to spend time with either parent without Harper, all she had to do was let us know. We assured her that we wouldn't want her to feel left out. Last weekend she felt left out of everything. With the help of you, Hall and some friends, we picked up all of Jennifer's and Harper's stuff and moved it into our house. The good thing is that we have a 4-bedroom house, so everyone gets a bedroom. The bad news is that my wife's office is in the basement, which isn't ideal, but it's necessary under the circumstances. Wish us luck, we'll see how this goes. The situation is anything but easy, but knowing the whole story has given me a new perspective. We're doing the right thing by helping Jennifer and Harper, and hopefully, we'll come out of this stronger as a family. Family update 2, Jen and Harper are still living with us. As I mentioned before, Jen didn't make much money. She worked as a job position for our local health network, which did not pay well enough to support herself and Harper independently. With her low income and hard work, the financial strain was a constant burden. The good news is that with the current nursing shortage, the health network has implemented a program that pays for employees to go to nursing school. This opportunity was a lifeline for Jen. She was able to start the program at the end of time period. It was a significant step forward for her, offering a chance to improve her financial situation and secure a better future for herself and Harper. However, the program came with its own challenges. It's an 18-month intensive course, and participants are only allowed to work 20 hours per week. While Jen was enrolled in the program, it meant that her already tight finances would be stretched even thinner during this period. She had to juggle studying, limited work hours, and taking care of Harper, all while living with us. The plan we came up with was that Jen would move out after graduation. This plan gave her a clear goal to work towards and provided a timeline for us as well. It's a challenging path, but the end result will be worth it. Jen's graduation is expected to be next May, which seems both far away and right around the corner. In the meantime, our household dynamics have adjusted to accommodate Jen's rigorous schedule. She spends most of her time either studying or working her reduced-hour shifts. It's a demanding routine, but she's incredibly determined and focused on making it through the program. The support system we provide is crucial. It gives her the stability and peace of mind she needs to focus on her studies. We've all made adjustments. Amber and I are taking on additional responsibilities to ensure that Harper's needs are met and that Jen has the space and time to study. It's a team effort, and while it's not always easy, we all understand the importance of what Jen is working towards. The prospect of Jen becoming a nurse is a beacon of hope. It promises a better future for her and Harper, free from the financial insecurities that have plagued them. While the current situation is difficult, the light at the end of the tunnel keeps us all motivated. We are all looking forward to celebrating Jen's graduation and the new opportunities it will bring to her family. Meanwhile, Jennifer's divorce from deadbeat is still ongoing. After he found out that he had to pay child support, he tried every dirty, underhanded trick he could think of. It's been a nightmare for Jennifer, who already has enough on her plate with nursing school and taking care of Harper. For Harper, deadbeat's tactics have ranged from stalling court proceedings to making false accusations against Jennifer. He's done everything he can to avoid his financial responsibilities and drag out the process as long as possible. Every new trick he pulls seems to make Jennifer's life more difficult and stressful. For example, he consistently fails to show up for court dates, forcing them to be rescheduled and prolonging the whole ordeal. He's also tried to claim that Jennifer is an unfit mother, despite having no evidence. These claims are unfounded, but they add to the emotional toll and complicate the legal process. Every time Jennifer thinks she's made progress, deadbeat throws another wrench into the works. It's exhausting and demoralizing, but she remains determined to see this through, knowing that getting the divorce and securing child support is crucial to Harper's well-being and future stability. The legal fees are piling up, and the financial strain is intense, especially with Jennifer's reduced work hours due to nursing school. We are doing our best to support her emotionally and financially, but it's a heavy burden. The uncertainty of not knowing when the divorce will be finalized adds to the stress. Despite the challenges, Jennifer remains focused on her goals, finishing school, securing a stable income, and providing a better life for Harper. It's a tough road, but she's not facing it alone. We're here to help her navigate the twists and turns of this long and bitter divorce battle. It's a frustrating situation for all of us. The sooner the divorce is finalized, the sooner Jennifer and Harper can move forward without the shadow of deadbeat. My wife is doing well. She's happy to be helping her best friend. But having 5 people in the house is a lot more work than having 3. Since she works from home, the before and after school tasks often fall to her. Despite the extra workload, Amber remains positive and dedicated to making this arrangement work for everyone. Emma and Harper are still best friends, and their bond is as strong as ever. Harper is doing much better in this environment than she did before. The stability and support she receives here have had a positive impact on her. They no longer do everything together, which has allowed both girls to explore their individual interests. Harper quit dance class but started soccer, which I think she really enjoys. Knowing that she has fatherly attention no matter what she does has given her the freedom to pursue other interests. It's heartwarming to watch her confidence grow as she finds new activities that she loves. Interestingly, Harper has become my Lego buddy. Emma never had any interest in Legos, but Harper and I have built some nice sets together, and it has become a special bonding activity for us. Building Legos is not only a fun pastime but also gives Harper the fatherly attention that she has been missing. It's rewarding to see her enthusiasm and creativity through our Lego projects. Amber and I work hard to balance our responsibilities and make sure that both Emma and Harper feel supported and loved. While the dynamics of our family have certainly changed, we're adapting and finding new ways to connect and spend quality time together. It's not always easy, but seeing the positive impact on Harper and the strong friendship between the girls makes it all worthwhile. Emma and I still have our daddy-daughter dates on the weekends. I still take her to dance class, and she recently started fencing lessons. Watching her learn fencing has been both exciting and a little intimidating. I don't know whether to be proud or scared that one day she could beat me in a sword fight, but it's been incredible to watch her develop new skills and interests. And our time together remains special and cherished. 1 year later, I think having a plan with a schedule for Jen and Harper has taken a lot of stress out of my life. Knowing that there is an end goal in sight helps me deal with the day-to-day challenges more effectively. The fact that I don't have to look at deadbeat has been a great relief. His absence from our lives has removed a source of constant tension and frustration. I also try to set aside a few hours each month for myself to pursue my hobbies. These moments of me time are crucial to my mental well-being and help me recharge, whether it's working on a personal project or just relaxing. These breaks are essential to maintaining my balance. The downside is that I thought I was done with the part of my life where I had roommates. Adjusting to having more people in the house, while we all get along and support each other, the lack of privacy and the constant activity can be overwhelming at times. It will be a relief when Jen either gets her nursing job and/or secures child support, so that Amber and I can stop footing the bill for so much. Despite the challenges, there have been many joyful moments. Watching Harper thrive in a supportive environment, watching Emma and Harper's friendship grow, and even building Lego sets together, these small moments of happiness are precious. They remind me to appreciate the good in the midst of supporting others. I have learned the importance of self-care. Making time for my hobbies and personal interests has been critical to my mental and emotional well-being. As the saying goes, you can't pour from an empty cup. Taking care of myself allows me to better support my family.